What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to talk about the short term for NIO and the overall market. I'm also going to be breaking down some very important factors involving the news affecting NIO. I'm going to go over this article that came out just a few days ago, but I want to break down more information about it as NIO has done something that's absolutely astonishing. But before I break anything down about what's going on with NIO stock, before I talk about what the news has been saying about it and what's going on with the share price for the short term, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, the link down below, and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. This offer ends in just 2 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market. So, the market got another big rejection today as we saw SPY continue to fall. The market's beginning to look weaker as time goes on for the short term. I just wanted to show you guys some interesting things. Looking at SPY first, we have this head and shoulders like pattern that is developed on it, and we have this rejection closing below the 50 EMA. If we close below 430, going into like the very, very early days next week, there's likely going to be even more downside all the way back to 427, potentially even to this previous resistance, which is going to become support at 425. That is likely going to be on the table. And if we make a full measured move down, we could be on our way back to the low 420s, which is very possible. Now, the market's looking a bit weaker, which is completely, not necessarily out of the ordinary this time around. And this is going to have an effect on other sectors. Tesla has earnings next week, but please remember, we have a head and shoulders like pattern, and this imbalance suggests that Tesla could be coming down to 248, all the way down to this imbalance, if not even below that, if that breaks to like 243. So we're going to be watching these levels very carefully. Tesla is looking a bit more bearish as well. As far as NIO goes, NIO is trying to outperform the market, kind of holding up, but it's been pretty much just range trading for the last trading day. Yesterday it did sell off a little bit, but the thing about NIO is it's still trying to just base right now. So we're going to be watching 8.3 as support and this resistance around 8.58 and 8.6. Those are some levels to be watching for. If NIO could try to get above 8.6, there could be more potential for upside. If not, it could just remain at these low levels. However, something's worth knowing about NIO and why it ended up trading a little bit better than the market was because of the fact that NIO right now is getting more and more important earnings releases as the company's earnings per share is projected to be around a loss of 43 cents. That's a slight decrease from the same quarter last year. But what else is worth noting is that the real estates are showing that there are adjustments to estimates that are still showing potential signs of improvement as time goes on. There's also been more and more buy ratings coming out relative to before. And NIO is once again holding interesting ties right now. Looking over here in the automotive industry, currently the industry holds ZAC industry ranks at 152. And with all this news coming out about NIO potentially doing well for its earnings, this could be very interesting. We'll have to see if the estimates are close to what could end up playing out. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason has to do with what's going on with the inflation numbers that came out very recently. So for now, NIO is just barely holding up. It's looking very flat, trying to hold up. But I believe it's going to likely continue to range trade as it has been very recently. If we look at the last few days, it's been stuck in this range for quite some time, going back and forth between the $8 to $9 area. It's been stuck there for the most part, so it may remain in this range for an extended period of time, but things could change for the longer term. I'm going to talk more about that for tomorrow. Apple got a big rejection, got this very bearish looking daily candle. If it breaks below 178, I could be seeing it coming down to 176.5. QQQ is looking a bit more bearish too. We have a head and shoulders just like that of SPY. So this could drag it all the way down towards the lower 360s. So things are looking a bit weaker. We will see if this perpetuates or not. Now, as far as NIO goes, I just wanted to mention something very good, at least for like the more medium to longer term for the company. For the short term, could NIO fall a bit? It is possible the market slows it down just temporarily. But as you guys know, I'm leaning more bullish for November/December as the market tends to run very nicely and NIO tends to follow along during those periods. Now, NIO announced that it achieved 30 million battery swaps. This actually happened a couple of days ago, but I want to talk about this a little bit more. And they're going to continue to improve their charging experiences. I wanted to just mention what this one right here has been saying about it. NIO is telling us some very interesting thing. They're telling us that with this potential in battery swap stations, they have this power over other companies that's not oftentimes seen. They're beginning to catch more and more eyes, especially across Europe. And with this catalyst coming out, I believe that the battery swapping industry is still very, very big for them. They were not necessarily invented by NIO, but they did take advantage of this opportunity. So, with that said, I just wanted to mention that we found a lot of success in the micro mobility segments around the world, and this is now becoming to grow in the USA as well. Now, with more people getting into EVs, this could be a very, very big incentive for people, especially in Europe, to get more and more EVs because you could just drive your vehicle to a different battery swap station and just get ready for a full charge almost instantly. So it's very, very awesome. This is just a big achievement that they achieved. It took NIO 4 years to swap 10 million batteries, right? Then a mere 9 months to double that. And then since then, it took NIO a little bit longer, 6 months after that, to reach 30 million. So the point I'm trying to make is that they're becoming stronger, they're becoming quicker, and the process is very, very fast. You can also see right here, according to the report by the NIO president, Shen Fei, by the automaker, the battery swaps are superior for long distance trips as the process is much more quick, maybe like 9 to 10 minutes, than sitting at a charger. And then they also have around 2,300 across China, which is once again another great piece of news for them. So we were going to be watching to see how quickly they can reach 40 million of these swaps. They also have over 1,000 new stations to be growing very soon. I consider this great news for them. And they're once again continuing to prove that the battery swapping technology works. So for me, this is a very, very great view. And I think that this can become a bigger catalyst because when the news comes out that they did like 50 million, 100 million of these swaps, this could help the share price as well for the longer term because NIO has an edge, a very, very big comparative advantage relative to other companies when it comes to this technology. So with the adjustments that can be made from charging to swapping your battery, that is very cool. And I can't wait for what the future holds for this company. Now, that is great news for them. Right now, volume is very flat at about 28 million. There's not really a whole lot going on in the data. Deutsche Bank is still giving NIO a buy rating. And looking at the price price ratio, still kind of flat right now as NIO is moving very similar to the market. So we will see if anything changes. For now, NIO is trying to hold up, and it is trying to outperform the market just temporarily. But I just want to warn you all that there is a risk of some more potential downside because of how the market is performing. If the market does sell off more, we could see NIO get closer to about that $8 area flat. The current setup, it's not looking like that bad, at least from a technical standpoint. I do see potential for it to come down to the lower eights. But like I said before, guys, this is just another buying opportunity before the massive bull run that is coming for November and December. I'm going to talk more about the bull run in my next video for tomorrow, but I just want to end this one for now so I could talk more about NIO's longer term in my video later on. All right, guys, so that's what I have for this one. We have a very bullish catalyst, the 30 million battery swap milestone that NIO has met. This is a bullish catalyst for the longer term because the more we see this grow, the more and more exposure this gives NIO, and the more NIO is going to grow as a result of this technology and these shifts. All right, so thank you for listening. I'll talk more about NIO's long term tomorrow. And with that said, have a great day. Thank you for listening and peace out.